What's up, guys? Cadence here. I think today seems like a good day to open a fourth train store. We're currently on our way to the town of McKenzie, Tennessee, which is about an hour and a half west of my Fairview location. And we're gonna set up a booth in a store there. But first, we are here at Trace Creek Road in McEwen. Hoping to see a meet between some CSX trains here in a second. Okay, so update. It seems like whatever this train is doesn't actually fit in that siding because there's the west end of it down there and we just saw it at the east end. But considering it's just two wide cab Gs, I don't think we're gonna worry too much about this. Let's go ahead and go to the new store location. And we are here at Merchants Outlet Mall in McKenzie, Tennessee. This is my fourth location right now and I am super pumped. This store is awesome. It's just massive. There's 300 vendors in there and I'm excited to be one of them. Two things that tell me we are in the right place for a train store is one, look at these old railroad ties they're using as the parking stoppers, and two, you can even see the CSX Brewston subdivision from the store, which is awesome. But right now, what we need to do is go fill this booth with some trains. Let's get to it. All right, I've brought in a bunch of stuff, and now all we have to do is set it all up, put some tags on it, and get this thing going. Here's a little update for you guys. I am currently going through this train tote box right there. So far, we've got some HO engines going on here. These three are engines, and those are all Bachmann passenger cars. Loose rolling stock down there, and then over here getting into our O-scale stuff, we got some Rail King products, and then some loose HO cars in these roundhouse display boxes. And then up top, got some Rail King and Lionel, bigger things. And then working on the pegboard too. I need to go buy more peg display hooks so I can put up like Legos and stuff here too. But so far, that's what we're looking at. And then I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet on the green table, but so far so good. All right, and I've just finished setting up the new booth. There's a lot more that I can fit in here, but for right now, this is all that I was able to fit in my van for this first trip down here. And usually when I open a new location, I like to just put a little bit of everything in there. We're gonna kind of see what sells here and go from there with our next delivery down here. But for now, go ahead and take a look in here and see what we've got going on. We'll start over here on this table here. I'm gonna do something a lot cooler with this table and the green cloth, maybe like a Thomas layout or something eventually. But for right now, I just kind of put a bunch of random assorted items on here. I mean, some of this is really, really cheap. Like that Marks engine is $7 just because it needs a new pickup or something. And we've got some cars and Hot Wheels and Thomas stuff. Like I said, we're just gonna kind of see what sort of, sells in this location. This is my first time selling in McKenzie, Tennessee. So we're gonna see just kind of what moves, but up here is sort of what you guys are more expecting to see. Here are a bunch of HO engines. There are some really, really cool ones here. My personal favorite are probably these two big C630 Alcos that I actually just got a couple days ago from one of my regular customers. They traded those in. Also got some really nice Proto 2000 engines. This is a Concord MP15. That's really nice. And then going down here, loose HO rolling stock. Got some of the CP Holiday train from Rail King there. More of the same down here, and then just a couple items down there as well. Got a big Lionel tunnel on the bottom there. More loose HO rolling stock. Here are some of those roundhouse store displays you saw in a haul a few months ago. These have some just loose cars, a lot of these custom flatbeds and stuff. Here are all my Spectrum cars, a couple Atherns floating up there. Here are a bunch of VHS tapes. Some of these are Pentreks. Some of these are Danny Harmon, all the goods in there. Then we got some big, Lionel MTH boxes up here. Down here, more loose HO rolling stock, more custom flatbeds and stuff. Here are some Proto 2000 engines. And a few more loose cars, and then some Rail King bridges down there at the bottom. Those of you who've watched my videos before will recognize that as the set that I called Lionel's Worst Set. We're gonna see if that'll sell here. And then just a few things on the pegboard here. I've got big plans for what I'm gonna do with this wall space. Oh, and one more thing, there's a nice Thomas carrying box down there. But for right now, that's all I was able to bring down on this first trip. But we are gonna do a bunch more cool stuff with this booth in the future. One thing I like about this is I've got some paneling on the ceiling here to work with that I think we can use to set up some really cool things. But for right now, my plan is basically, this is going to become sort of like a Thomas layout maybe, and then I'm going to get a lot more peg hanger, you know, the things that go in the wall like this here. I'm going to get a bunch more of those and line this wall with train shelving. So I'm going to put all the loose HO rolling stock actually just on the wall like that, something I've wanted to do in my other stores for a long time. And then over here, I think we're going to do our Lego pegs like we do in the Fairview store. So that's kind of the plan for right now. Obviously, this, you know, is by no means full. We can fit way more stuff in here, but this is just what we were able to do on this first trip. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, but the video's not over yet. We still have some other stuff to go check out. Okay, I was not going to leave the town of my new store before checking out the real railroad action in town. So McKenzie, like I said earlier, is on the Brewston subdivision, which I guess actually we're west of Brewston. I'm filming trains. That was weird. So we were on the, I think it's the Memphis subdivision now is what it's called because we're west of Brewston. But it's really cool here. So this is actually the KWT Railroad right here, Kentucky and West Tennessee. That's a Genesee and Wyoming property, which this runs from here to somewhere up in Kentucky, and then actually they have trackage rights on the Brewston, I guess, I don't know if we're on the Brewston anymore or not. I'm gonna need to look that up. But they have trackage rights through here to go into the Brewston yard, which is really cool, and then they run from there to Paris, Tennessee. That's a short line I've wanted to get forever. I've never been able to shoot them. I've tried a few times. Actually, I see some cars down there that are stored. But so here's the main line right here, and this curve is really cool. I definitely want to shoot something here at some point. These look like older gates too. Super cool. Really cute little town too. Very happy to have set up shop here. I had no intentions of really doing a whole lot of rail fanning today, but look at what I've just found here. Put the RF&P graffiti nose character is unbelievable. We're in New Johnsonville, Tennessee. Back on the Brewston sub. This thing is so cool.